Alright, so the barbecue brews brought my smoker up to 220 degrees. I'm going to open it up. I already put my trimmings on. What we're going to do is lay these in here as best we can. Touching's okay. Don't want to be hanging on each other though. This last rack in here at the end, and partway through I will rotate these around so they're not all getting cooked differently. Get it off of my probe over here. Alright, so we got our ribs on, we got our cutlets over there, trimmings, and this is barbecuing the lazy Q way. So, it's been about 3 hours. The ribs are looking phenomenal. And what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead to part 2 of our 3-2-1 method. And that's the wrapping them for 2 hours. Now what this really does, it just tenderizes the meat. Seals in all the juices while you're cooking them. Because you're going to put them right back on the fire. We're going to stay at 220. We're going to seal these up good. Place them off to the side. Grab another piece of foil here. And this will really help tenderize the rib, because it's almost like baking them at this point. What we're going to do is kind of rotate these. These were in the back. These were in the middle. Take the skinny rack that was over there on the side. I'm going to move my probe over just one shot. Put my long rack. Looks like that won't fit right there. We might have to do some adjusting. What we'll do is we'll slide all of these down. Big fat rack down there. Move these down. We'll slide this small rack in here so it doesn't get too done. Alright, closing it up. You can, I don't know if you could hear, but my fan did not kick on while we were doing that because it realized that I had the lid open. You should start to see the temperature come back up. And as soon as the pit recognizes that it's coming back up in temperature, the fan will kick back on like it just did right there, bringing it back up to 220 degrees. We'll go 2 hours on at 220, and we'll be back. We'll take them out of the foil. We will baste them for the last hour, and that'll give them a nice good glaze and finishing touch. We'll see you back then. This is cooking the lazy Q way. Alright, so we've had 2 hours in the foil wrapped up. And right now what we're going to do is just go ahead and pull all these off. I can already tell by how easy they're bending that these things are about perfectly done. So all we got to do is baste at this point. What I'm going to do is leaking juice all over here. As you can see, bones are exposed, which is exactly what you want. You want these things pretty much that will be your indication that your ribs are about perfectly done as far as tenderness wise, and they're falling apart, so that's also another good indication. And I just dump my juice right in there because I've got a big bucket underneath. My full over here. Next rack out. Oh yeah, these are looking good, looking good. That rack is a little less done. I think that's primarily because they were so thick, but they're still pretty tender. Those might be a little bit more competition tender, and what I mean by that is backyard barbecue typically is falling off the bone when you bite down, and competition barbecue, you don't necessarily want that. You want to bite into the meat. You want to leave some teeth marks. It shouldn't pull away from the bone. However, it should come off the bone when you do bite down. So there's a fine line there when you're doing competition, when you're doing backyard. But obviously, I'm doing backyard today. A bunch of friends coming over to steal a meal. We'll put these on here, and I will be basting those with sauce for the next 45 minutes or so until everybody gets here and is ready to eat. And I'm going to be using some Lead Dog barbecue sauce for my buddy that does my charcoal right here in North Pole, Alaska. And I will take some more video when we are done and ready to serve them up, and I'm cutting them up. Alright, so I've glazed up my ribs, and I use Lead Dog barbecue sauce, and there's a picture of the label. It's from the Three Dogs barbecue competition team. He also runs Charcoal Supply Company here in North Pole, Alaska. And let's take a look at what we've got going on in here. So there's the 4 racks of ribs, looking all delicious. Probably put one more coat on and then pull them off. But that is it for today with Lazy Q Barbecue.